may have suffered an upset recently. There is a spilt milk situation. When I asked to receive information about what this reading was about, I heard the word roadblock. So spilled milk came out. There is some halt to your progress. Something's gone wrong. Something's fallen over. It hasn't panned out exactly the way you want it to. And now you've got a decision to make with the coin toss card here. Flip a coin, what's going to happen? You've reached sort of a crossroads and are trying to figure out what to do, where to go. What does the universe want you to know about this? Some boss figure, some earth sign, masculine energy individual, so that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But yeah, CEO type, businessman, businesswoman, somebody with quite a few resources, has you feeling immobilized, kind of. It doesn't have to be as severe as this, but just kind of, you're feeling a little bit trapped, a little bit in a holding pattern. And look, as with the messages I've been getting for the last few days, it is time to branch out into new worlds that will give you a lot more emotional happiness. So what does the universe want us to know about this situation of branching out, freeing ourselves from these negative thoughts, negative emotions, and realizing that we have a lot more agency in our life than we may suspect just at the moment? Yeah, so there is a lot of hope for the future. It's time to start being optimistic and to think, okay, if I won the lottery tonight, what would I do? Where would I go? And then you can scale that back and maybe make a realistic plan. You know, instead of maybe jet setting somewhere, be a backpacker somewhere. It's that kind of thing. What can you make happen that would still have the spark of joy to your life in a different way? This is the card of being a young, youthful adventurer. It's a fire sign card. It's messages. Page is always about message, and wands are about fire sign energy, so that's Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. But it's adventuring. It's like not really knowing. It's quite naively traveling on, just out of sheer curiosity, adventuring. What might I expect? I feel this is a very Sagittarian card. But yeah, it's just sort of like wide-eyed wonder and going and exploring the world. And that will lead to a fresh start in your stability, ironically. And that message has been coming through over the past few days. It's repeatedly that there is some stability here when you uproot yourself and follow your bliss. And it's not something that we maybe necessarily believe. That we're leaving kind of a stability of a job, a boss, steady income, something that's kind of, it's just, it might not be draining your joy, but it's not filling your cup. And this is really going off in search of new ways to fill your cup. There's so much travel here, honestly. We've got this yacht card here, which is about moving on, traveling. It's feeling very adventurous to me. It really is reinforcing this card here and this one. There is adventure, even affluence, luxury, self-indulgence, wealth and comfort. Now, it doesn't have to be that for you financially. It can feel that way emotionally. You know, when you go, you go and experience something new, it just feeds your senses. You feel very rich, you feel very abundant. What's the word that, I had a very strange phrase that popped into my intuition yesterday. Spiritual billionaire. We can't all be billionaires in the 3D, but we can all be spiritual billionaires. And one of the ways to do that is to visit art, visit new places, look with fresh eyes and curiosity at everything, feel enriched by the new experiences, and we can all kind of be billionaires in the 5D through feeding our senses in that way. Go within, the yoga card came out. So that is very much about enriching your soul, listening to your soul and what it's calling out to do. And it is going to mean leaving something behind. We've got the urn card here, the death card. So forfeiting something, moving on. There's an absence there. Something is finished and over and done. But there are so many grand adventures ahead for this collective. What else does the universe want to tell us about this? Yeah, fight for your right. Fight for your right to party. That's what I heard. You can be either one of these people. You can be both of these people, or you can be one of these people attracting in a divine counterpart. So that is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, in a very feminine, receptive, fertile, grounded energy. And this is King of Wands, so that is fire sign Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, passionate, fiery, very grounded as well, but very solid, a leader, leadership, using their fire and passion to lead others. But this could be what you can embody in your next part of this journey, or you can call in your divine counterpart however you see them in this. I'm going to grab some word cards now. Well, that one flew out. Assert yourself more. Okay, that has been coming out daily. Out of all this deck, that just keeps coming out. Assert yourself more. And so it might be that you don't have to assert yourself necessarily to other people. Assert yourself to yourself. What do I want? Stop and think about it. Like, if I was given $100,000 to blow, what would I do? That's kind of a guiding, I mean, you've got responsibilities, obviously, but it can help illuminate what might be, what your soul is kind of calling you to do. And so when you start listening to yourself more and what you want, the you that is your soul, you can start to give it more credence, more control over your life, and more, you can listen to it more and then go, okay, you want more freedom, you want to travel, beautiful soul. How can we achieve that within the structures of our life? Or what can we do to achieve that, some semblance of that in the way that we can physically make happen? You're getting poor advice. Now that I quite often see this as your ego trying to protect you. Listening to your ego too much, not listening to your soul. So your ego is like, oh no, we couldn't possibly rent my place out for 3 months and fill a backpack and travel the world and homeschool the child, or whatever it is. Who would feed the cat? All of these things can be figured out if you do a bit of creative thought. So don't let your ego and your conservatism, your desire to protect the status quo, keep you stuck in a situation that's just kind of draining you. There is a way to move forward, to free yourself up, to focus on something that is more energizing to you, more electric, that just feeds your senses. So the Emperor in reverse is someone who might guilt trip you. It might be this person, this boss figure, this big daddy, CEO type, big mama, somebody who's sort of the boss of your life in a way. They could act in quite an unscrupulous way with guilt tripping and just negative manipulation and control to keep the status quo. And it might be very painful to separate yourself from this energy, but you really are being asked to pick up the swords and fight for your freedom, sallying forth, tally-ho, into the world with your sword of truth, to repurpose your life in a way that is far more free and emotionally enriching. The universe is asking you to think creatively, because there is a way to make this transition. Yeah, in a way that you can actually manage if you get some creative thought into it. So don't just say, oh, Sarah told me to chuck it all in and fuck off. That would be unwise. But just use your creative powers to think outside the box a bit, figure out how to make this happen for you. If you would like a personal reading that is going to be a lot more specific to your situation, email me on orders@abundancelovejoy.com. Otherwise, this is Sarah wishing you good luck on your next emotional journey and all the abundance, love and joy that will come with it.